Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody does well. I played a few chord progressions a la Klaus Schulze. Sadly, he passed away this week, and of course, I, as youngster, was very much inspired by his music. I can recall that we went to the record shop, and we were in the albums. You know, they were bigger. The albums were not on CD, and yeah, that I purchased X, and I first had to get used to the sound because it was a lot of improvisation, but it's one of his classic albums, X, and next to Mirage are also one of my favorites sounds and or albums from Klaus Schulze. And so yeah, it's sad, but I mean that's life, and everybody gets older, and there's a time to move over to the next dimension. And so yeah, it's sad, but yeah, that's what it is. And yeah, maybe I will make also a small tribute to Klaus Schulze. And yeah, the interesting thing in general about the German Berlin school music is the fact that essentially they did with the gear they had, and that did lead to a certain style of music. For instance, the sequencer, you had 16 steps, and that was a monotonic thing that repeated, and that became a kind of music style. It's very interesting how that developed. So, okay, so everybody, welcome in another live stream. And yeah, well, tomorrow, if everything goes well, you can download tomorrow Prisma with the update that it also can download Predator 3. And I'm still creating a few presets, so there will be not that many new presets inside of it. I also asked Jomel to create some presets, but that will be on a later point. We still have some little bugs. Most of you will not notice this, but we thought, yeah, it would be about time that we release now the Prisma update. The general problem was this, of course, that our Mac programmer who did create Prisma was very busy with updating the Mac, because recently they had a lot of changes. They had a new processor type, a new OS, you know, all kind of stuff. And we have, of course, many products. And so that was kept him very busy. But I think we are mostly done now. And I think only a few are not M1 compatible, which means that they did run anyhow on an M1 computer, but then in the Rosetta mode. And now almost everything is a native ARM. So that's the ARM processor, which is inside the M1. And everything is then a native, just like ARP Distort, which we released yesterday. And yeah, so cool. Oh, I see also Sangini Project. Good evening. And yeah, I hope you saw the other video we made a few weeks ago. People really enjoyed your sound bank for Predator C. We were very happy about that. And everybody enjoys your presets. So yeah, this is Prisma. And the sound I was playing is an older preset. It's Blade 2 together with Quad. And it's very nice. And I opened the modulation wheel, and that changed the waves in Blade 2. Yeah, that is very cool, isn't it? You can also do this here. Blade 2 chains. Oh, and I see a typo here. Should have caused an E. Yeah, that's a good one. Rob had a typo. So here in this preset, Blade 2 is combined together with one second. Blade 2 is combined together with Quad. So Quad came over from the Reason. This is Blade 2. You see the big size screen version, the bigger size screen. I think in the modulation matrix. Let me see, where is the Harmod? Oh, here's the Harmod. So the harmolator is used here. And then you have the harmolator modulations, which are more like preset connections. So velocity you can connect to the harmolator. The envelope you can connect to the harmolator parameters. And the LFO you can connect to the harmolator parameters. And you see here, source 1 is modulation wheel. It's connected to the bass. So if you see here, source 1 is modulation wheel, bass, there it is connected, and to the timbre. So, and if I go up here, you can also see these parameters change the moment I... So that's the Blade 2 sound, and often I tweak also, because that's cool. You can use a preset from Blade 2, but you can tweak it, and everything is stored in Prisma. So in Quad, you see, this is Quad, which is originally a product from Reason. That's why it looks different than the other plugins, because we took the same layout and the feel of Reason with it. And this is a pet sound. I can play it solo. So that one combined with the Blade sound, then you get a nice combination. Yeah, and then there is of course the multi-control page where you can shorten the sound. And of course, I created some presets with Predator 3. And we did that, I think, maybe 1 week or 2 weeks ago we started. So if you would run tomorrow the installer of Prisma, you go, for instance, then to the Super Pads, it's the first bank, and you click Order by Date, and then you have the latest preset. So Timer Pad, that's what I'm playing now, is an older preset. But Stay Anna's Web Pad is a very nice sweep sound. So let's play that one. And you see it uses a combination of BIT and Predator 3. And you see inside Prisma, the Predator 3 logos still has these scars. Yeah, you see it's a nice combination, really analog style sweep sound, and in fact it's a conjunction of the BIT and Predator 3, which Predator 3 uses some coding of BIT for having this analog tone texture to it. So, and then you have a combination of both the virtual analog type of sounds machine. So another sound is Predator 3 Pad 1, which is a combination sound. Let's play it. Oh, that's a good one. It's blue too. Hey, here's something weird going on. This is not good. Oh, did I lost something? That is weird. This isn't a good sound. Yeah, something went wrong with that one. That's definitely. So I need to rename that one because something went wrong. Because I copied over the presets from one folder to another. So maybe Predator wrong. So, but the other one, this one is of course correct. This is the Predator 3 two sounds combined. It's more a spacey, bellish, twinkling sound combined with a pad sound. This nice mellow pad. So that's one. Don't know what went wrong with the other ones. And we had this last time, this Meet VP Anna pad. So that's this choir sound from the Roland VP series, which was also already at that day, it was an analog generated sound, but they use a vocal filter for it. So you have a synthetic choir. Yeah, and you see I use the modulation wheel, and well, could be that I use maybe one of the filters, MIDI filter per layer. You have a MIDI filter. Oh no, so it's the modulation wheels you can filter from a layer responding to it, but you hear that the vowel changes. So this is Meet VP Anna pad, very nice pad sound, I think. And then let's see if we have more. No, I think we had the ones with the pads. So yeah, you see here is only this one left, so that one I copied over. Yeah, I have no idea what happened with the other pad. So Predator wrong. I have no clue. So what I will do is simply delete this one. Delete preset? Yes. Goodbye. So we have then, if you click order by date, in these super pads, you have currently 1, 2, 3 new pads. It's not much, but they are very nice in quality. So I'm checking here the chat room. Hello, everybody. And I can see also tonal axis. Hi, everybody. Cool to see you guys all. Yeah, then I was working motion picture. No, that was not in that one. I was working in the classic stacks. There I have some nice sequence sounds. I had this one, which is more a bit of a joke, robot on tabla, and that one uses essentially Punch 2 and Predator 2 twice. So one bug there is with Punch 2, when I hit another note, sometimes it stops playing, and that did not happen with Punch 1. So still some little bugs could be in Punch 2 with the sequencers. So that's the little things, but that doesn't keep us from, because many people use Prisma also to make their own layers, and they want to use Predator 3 now. So we're going to release it. It doesn't mean that Prisma crashes. No, it doesn't crash, but it has some odd things happening inside we still need to investigate. Yeah, if you see the layers here, you wonder, of course, how could that be? But if you see the keyboard layout here, if you have layer 1, you see the keyboard layout of layer 1 is different because it uses punch. And then if you hit one note or multiple note, you trigger essentially the breaks and the grooves. And you see here, there's also audition. So I also could select audition here, then it triggers the audition if I play. So you can make your own combination. So that makes that you can also use Prisma or Punch 2 or Punch in Prisma. Otherwise, if we would not have this layout, it would mean that in the lower section you would have drum sounds, and here's in the middle you would have the triggering of the sequencers for groove 1 up to the break 4 and the loop. But that's a cool feature we added so that you still can use Punch in combination with other things. So I could say here, I could go, let's see, I open the plugin here, and I could say, go to a different preset. I simply pick something. There's one. I simply pick a different preset, chill down, 78, I close it. And then here you can select what you want to play. Now, when I play the audition, I will hear the full thing. You hear that one? But I can make also other things so that okay, let's have that one shut down. You see, it just plays the grooves which are selected here. No matter, also if I play a chord, doesn't matter. So yeah, for the ones who know Punch and Punch 2, they know that in the lower keyboard range you have the sounds, then you have the notes that trigger the sequencers, the grooves and the breaks. Then you have in the upper section, you have the tuned bass, for instance, in Punch 2. But that's shut off. The keyboard is controlling what plays from the grooves and the breaks in the keyboard layout. And you see here in Predator 3, it's a normal keyboard layout. There it says it has a range from here to here. You can transpose. But so yeah, that's the reason why we did this. And that makes that you can use Punch 2 next to the other synth. So that's one preset. Okay. The other one, the tempo is very low currently, but one of my favorites is now the Predator 3 Ambient Stack 1, because I want to make more, but it's number 1. And this is so nice. So this is really a combination of 3 arpeggiators, essentially. You hear that? And then we have the bass sequence. I can enter also to it. So now I'm totally going wrong with my chords, but I guess you get my point. So this is one of the new ones. Uses Predator 3. I did tweak the sounds a little bit. This one is a preset Mirage ARP 1. Oh, that's typically, of course, Mirage is also the album from, most likely I'm inspired by this album. I call this Mirage. Well, could be. And you see, I shut down here the FX because I'm using the FX from Prisma. That's not what I always do. Sometimes the sound is too much already in this layer using its own FX, but here you see I use FX1, a tape delay. And the multi-control page controls the delay of layer 1. So if I press this, shut down the other ones, so. So that's a little bit delay, and the other ones have far more, but this is from the whole sound. Because I heard this sound, and I use really the FX inside of it, because here the delay goes into the reverb. So the second layer is also from Predator 3, Arp Lost Love, it's called. So one has a stereo delay which goes into the reverb. So that's a nice combination. So I kept that with its own FX. And the third one, I think, what was that one? That's from the Transbank Chaser Bass X. And most likely I adjusted a little bit the sequencer. So here the sequencer was adjusted. And that one is doing this essentially. So. So that's one of my nicest thing I created today. 3 times Predator 3, and it's also nice to simply improvise with this preset. So if you can, let's say you have 2 keyboards. One is you still have a hardware synth or another computer connected. Then you can use to play around. And what you also can do is to have good timing, because you start by trade is to have in your track, for instance, then some drums, but I don't know. Oh, that sounds terrible for this. So you still can use. So. But that's a little bit better. So that plays in the background, and then you use Prisma for on top playing. So that's the cool thing about Prisma. You can combine 3 arpeggiators together or sequences. And what I also often do, I'm not sure if it's happening here, but that I shut off, for instance, the first note, because it well could be that one of the other layers does the first note. So you really can make some variations. And one trick I want to show you also, if you think, oh, the arpeggiator is a bit too boring. For instance, here only Arp A plays. That's okay with me, but you could say Command, here the Command button, and say copy to all others. Then you have essentially on Arp B, C, and D also the same sequence, but then you can make some variations on B. You can make some variations on C. Okay, I'm just clicking what, and on D. Then you can say here in the play mode, join A, B, C plus D after each other. So just give it a try now. You see playing Arp A now. It doesn't display it now. So I'm not sure why it isn't displaying it, or is it's off. Or Rob, use this layer is off. So now it should do it. Okay, now you see play A, playing B, playing C, playing D. So that's a little trick. That's why the command is so handy, because then you can say, okay, this ARP is too boring. I copy to all the others, and then you start editing. And of course, you also can do is the pattern mode. Then you could say, okay, pattern mode, A, B, C, D, and then up, back. So plenty of options in Predator Suite to make very complex arpeggiators or sequences. And this again combined, of course, with the other ones. Okay, there was another preset, sequence stack 1. I think there I use. So this is one more for up tempo. This is a bit too slow. Okay, let's play, and you can solo. Oh, so this uses a pattern. But there's something annoying, so I can adjust that. Oh, this one. That's nice to have that one. So I up B, up C. So here I did the same. It was an older sequence. This one came over from the 102 Predator Dance Bank 02, so from Predator 1. And Predator 1 had, of course, only ARP A, had only 16 rows, but this one, so also here I did the trick with the command that I copied over ARP A to the other ones. And then I could ARP D, okay? So now I have 4 types. Okay, and let's see how that combines now. I put off the solo. Now I have the other ones also. There's some notes which are still, I think, not okay, but you get my point. So this one I still. And then you can change here the sound. And if you think it's too much, yeah, then you shut off one layer, then you only use this one. And this one would be better, I think. So what I would change now in this preset is I would keep this one. And then this mono delay, I would add thin sequencer. And then I would drop the volume from this first one, so to 0. As you see, I dropped the volume to 0. Okay, let's press so. And I use then the third fader from controlling the volume of layer 1. Volume. And then I can add this thin sound. Okay, that's more. So it's up to you how to use it. So this is better. So I save this one, save preset, and you see the menu is different than our other plugins because we use a different software to create this Prisma. So here we save again. It says, yeah, I want to replace it. So this is the other one, only using Predator 3. And if you think, okay, number 2 we had, isn't it? Or not? This is another one. I think we did this one a few weeks ago. And also here, if you think it's too much, you can change and put things off. I mean, that's the cool thing. Yeah, so yeah, it's up to you. You can change the sequence. Yeah, it's an endless toy, and so tomorrow we will, if everything goes well, we release it with only a few little presets, but we expand in the future about that. Sorry about that we only have a few presets, but yeah, at least you can enjoy yourself Prisma with loading Predator 3 and make your own layers. The only advice I would give, if you have a layer, do the multi-control page on the last moment. So first you create a nice layer and then you start doing the multi-control page. Let me see if I had another one. Predator 3 ambient stack. I think that I played already. Yeah, that was that one. Oh yeah, we had this one also. This was also one we created also twice, Predator 3. It's more really a synth sound. So also 2 Predator 3 combined. Yeah, let me see if there is anything more. Let's get sequence. I'm not sure if that is a new one. No, looking at it here, it's BIT and twice Blade 2. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the M1 supporting comes along very, very well. Prisma, once we release it tomorrow, it will be M1 native compatible and also VST3. And I think the last plugin, which is not yet a native M1 ARM coding, is, if I'm not wrong, is Quad. But we are very far. Of course, now included RPD Store 2. We have in total, I think, almost 30 plugins. So it's a lot of work for a Mac programmer. He does a great job on that to update everything. So, so we are very far on that subject. It's only strange that with Ableton, the ARM shows up a little bit easier than in Logic. Logic has some weird issues sometimes, but we are diving into it, and we're almost ready, almost finished having everything M1. So if it would be Punch 2, Subboom Bass 2, all are M1 native. So therefore, if you have installed Explore 7 some time ago, wise to install it anyhow again. So download it again and run again the installer, because we also have RPD Store 2. If you maybe installed it, let's say a few days ago, then you also can say only download the RPD Store 2 installer and use the Explore 7 serial to install it. Then you don't need to have to download the full bundle again. Yeah, and that's of course what you do with Prisma. That's a point you really have to tend to make the sound maybe a little bit too busy, and that's the cool thing. If you have a preset and you think that's maybe a bit over the top, just by shutting down one of the layers already can make that you have an interesting variation on the sound, or that it fits better. We did that just with the sequence stack number 2, where I had the impression, okay, or was it number 1? No, it was number 1. So this one. Well, I thought the synth sequencer could be annoying maybe, so you can bring it down. So that's also something you can do with Prisma. Yeah, what I love, of course, personally on Prisma is the stacking, the super pads. But even with RG, you have very cool stuff. So RG or it's a nice, funny 3 guitar players at once. So it is a funny. So my timing is a little bit bad and the groove is not fitting this one. But you also can stack here the okay, but the power chord is nice. Where's the power chord? Yeah. Okay, power chord. Yeah, that's cool if you're doing some TV commercial music or whatever, and you need a guitar very fast for a small tune. Yeah, Prisma is also cool in combination with RG. I can recall when we just released it, and it's pretty old already, but when we just released it, and I was at the Frankfurt Fair, that a producer came over. I must have it now, he said. I really can use it this evening. So he heard the power chords, and yeah, that was very nice. So it's a one-trick pony, but the things it does very well. Okay, are there maybe any questions about Prisma? Because I'm keeping talking and playing here, but maybe you have something to bring forward. If you have a question, I'm looking upwards. There's my second monitor, and then I can see. And of course, you wonder what is next. We released Happy Distort 2, very well received, and maybe you saw the introduction video. I used partially of Jamal, his guitar playing. He's a very good guitar player, and he created some very nice presets for Happy Distort 2. And we will be working on Blue 3, and of course that takes time. So besides of having new presets, for now there will not be any. Yeah, we will have a new plugin in June, and that's going to be a surprise for you guys. But that's going to be something in June, because then we have the 25th celebration year of the Papen brand. So there's something special to enjoy for you. So that's going to be ready also very soon and released in June. Cool. So yeah, once you have tomorrow downloaded it, you see the new presets are in the classic stacks. You click order by date, and then you will have the first one that pop up. and in the super pads, click order by date. And there, yeah, you see there are some very nice new presets. And this one here, I need to rename it. Rename pad 1. Because the other one was corrupt. Haha. Which one? Oh yeah, Meet VP Anapad. That was one of my... oh no, which one was my favorite again? Oh, it's a big pad. Yeah, Winston Holly asks, can you make an 80s bell stack ballad electronic piano in Prisma? I think we have a little bit of these in the keys and more. So I think let's play. I'm not sure what is used. Most likely maybe blue. Yeah, that's one. Strangely enough, it doesn't have something on one. No plugin, it does say. Oh, this is a stack. Okay. Let's see what this... Ah! So there are a few of them. You need to give them a try. Which one? This was a vocal sound in the background. Yeah, so that's still also inside of it. Of course, we don't have a real piano. We had people asking, yeah, why can I not load in all the other plugins I have? And the problem is this is a free product for all our customers. And then, yeah, we could probably have much support issues because maybe then one plugin doesn't work, which is from a third company, and it doesn't work well, and then we get the support issues. So that's the reason why we kept it for now closed for other plugins. So it's really the only focus is to stack with the raw Papen products. Okay, guys. So yeah, then you see keys and more. It's called, yeah, some many variations, all kind of. You see? What is this one? Oh, that's the combination. That, yeah. But I could say, for instance, I pick here. I think that's a bad idea to do it this way because I have the multi-control page. But essentially, we have this nice pad sound in mellow notch carpet with this notch filter. Okay. What type of algorithm will Blue 3, you mean, for sampling? Oh, well, you can drop in your own sample, so I don't know what you mean with algorithm, but what will be able in Blue 3 is, of course, granular. We add the string model to it. You can throw in your own samples, and of course, we have also still ourselves a range of samples we want to add to the stock samples on Blue 3 once it is released. But hopefully at the end of the year. But yeah, picture it's a big synthesizer and it's a lot of work, but it's great work in progress. And we discussed a few, I mean, it doesn't make, the reason Blue 3 will come out doesn't make Blue 2 obsolete. How you call it? Obsolete? Or... Because, yeah, last we had this sound, which was so nice. So, you see still some great sounds. I mean... Yeah, audio engineer. Yeah, you're waiting for the audio or engineer. Maybe it's obsoleted. Yeah, obsoleted. Yeah, my English is not bad, but I struggle very often over the pronunciation of some words. You know, ratcheting. I had problems with that. Sangini. It goes well now. I couldn't pronounce that. That's maybe because I'm a little bit dyslexic. That could be the reason. I'm better in sounds and synthesizer. But you see, Blue 2, yeah, it's still amazing synthesizer. FM2XY bottle is this preset. And we had that a few weeks ago in the live stream. You can download this bank, which is called the Fun Bank. But it's such a sweet sound. Überflüssig. Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah, Sangini, überflüssig. Yeah. Overbodig, that's the Dutch word. So the Dutch word are a bit easier than the English word. Obsoleted. Poof. Overbodig, yeah, that's Dutch. Überflüssig, that is Deutsch. And then we have also my dialect, Limburgs, that would be niet nodig. Yeah, that would be niet nodig. Okay. Yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the live stream. We have another cool demo from Tom. Tom Alrich was totally inspired by AP Distort 2. He really enjoyed it, and he made another demo. I only know one language, Tom says. Yeah, Tom, it's the case that I live in the south of Netherlands, and next to us is 5 minutes Germany. So we watch a lot of German television, and then of course English is very close to Dutch, I think a little bit. So and I have so essentially I can speak my native language, which is a dialect. Als ik dat praat, kan niemand mich verstaan. So that sounds like my native language. It's synthesizer. So instead of synthesizer, we go synthesizer. And if you would say we are going to a restaurant for a good dinner, we would say, yeah, we're going lekker uit eten. So that's my dialect. And then we have Dutch. And if I call my dialect in Amsterdam, nobody can understand me. And I think Gert knows that. Gert Bruins, he's from the north of the Netherlands, and he knows if a Limburger starts talking, he cannot understand one bit of it. So that's my first language. Then, of course, German. Ich spreche auch etwas Deutsch, verstehe es sehr gut. Und mein Deutsch ist natürlich etwas limitiert, aber ich kann etwas Deutsch sprechen und erzählen über Synthesizer, über die Oszillatoren, über die Filter und so weiter und so weiter. Und dann ist my other language is Dutch, of course, Nederlands praten, that's Nederlands praten, and then English. So it's 4, but I don't have a talent for language. I just learned it by hearing. I'm far more into mathematics. Rob, can you speak Afrikaans? Zuid-Afrikaans, Nederlands. Yeah, it's different. I don't know the words, but they have a very, it all sounds like a dialect. But I can pretty much understand this language. But we are drifting a little bit, guys. So that about language. And let's play the musical language with Tom Aldrich, and it's called Welcome and Right the live stream. Yeah, we had a language lesson at the end of the live stream. But let's go to Overdrive 422 by Tom Aldrich. And he used some distortion.
She said I'm too clean.
Thanks, Tom. Very cool. Guys, see you next week. Cheers and enjoy creating music.